La alegría enorme de llegar a San Francisco y conocer la nueva propuesta de un cervecero que ya queremos un montón. Estamos en Old Factory Brewing, en realidad es un brew pub en el medio de San Francisco y estoy junto a su head brew, Phil Emerson, y estoy muy feliz, estamos muy felices de estar acá. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, muy, very much so.
First, we are so proud of you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, and you are so good worker in the brewing in Almanac, and now you have your own project. So start from the beginning your work, and then with Old Factory. Okay.
Hi, I'm Phil Emerson. I was the head brewer at Almanac for 8 years. I went to school in Davis for brewing. I've got a degree in food chemistry with an emphasis in beer. And this is my 13th year brewing. And I started, cleaning kegs, worked my way to cellarman, and then started a barrel program, and then became a brewer, and then a head brewer. And now we're in my own brewery. We've got a couple partners, but this is Old Factory Brewing, and it's really a continuation of all the beers I've been trying to make over the last 13 years, and focusing more, even more so on local ingredients. We use Admiral malts. They're local malt right across the bay, maybe 7 miles as a bird flies, and it's all grown within a 150-mile radius of here. So we focus really heavy on local ingredients. We make slow beer. We make a number of styles, a lot of pales and lagers, and we do mixed fermentation like the cherry sour there. So we started our brewery. And the idea was, beer is an agricultural product, and agriculture is community. So we want to be a good steward to our community. We want to use as much as we can locally. We focus on collaborations a lot. We try to share as much as we know with anybody that wants to share with us as well. And we intend to always kind of be a brewery that's about community more than anything. We sell most of our beer over the bar here. It's an event space. We get lots of different pop-ups. We host the different events.
Describe the brewing, no? Describe.
Yeah, so it's a very tiny building. It's less than 3,000 square foot, and the production area is about 1,000 square foot behind us. And there's a 15-barrel brew house crammed in there. Surprisingly, we got a 15-barrel in there. And so about 20 hectoliters, and we have 7 fermenters. So I only brew once a week, and I just focus on making the beers I want to make, 1 beer a week. We don't rush anything. Our process is very much slow beer. We don't use filters, we don't use finings. Everything is just time. Time is the 5th ingredient.
Yeah, you have your rhythm.
Yeah, we have a rhythm. We try to keep it.
It's so important to you, I suppose, because you work a lot of years in Almanac, and you are employed in Almanac. So
it was a wonderful experience too.
Yes, it's a wonderful experience. But you now have your own time.
I think a lot about payroll and stuff like that, things I never had to worry about before, but I definitely get to make the beers I want to make.
Yes.
That's kind of the best pleasure of it. Yeah.
Yes, I know. Okay, if you like, describe each beer do you have now in the top?
Yeah, so I do brew a few of the same beers around the clock, around the year, but for the most part, everything is kind of not a one-off, but we don't have them always on. We like to cycle through styles. So currently we've got a Italian Pilsner on, pointing off the Lukr faucet. We've got a Czech Tamabe dark lager on.
It's great. Lo que están escuchando son los perros. Él tiene 2 perros, uno que es Franz Zappa y el otro que es Lucifer, and Lucy Cry.
Yeah.
Lucy Cry.
And Frank, yeah. They're my coworkers. They come to work with me every day.
Okay, continue.
So we have an Italian Pils on. We've got a Czech dark lager on. We always have like a West Coast Pale or like a West Coast IPA. We don't make a lot of hazies, but we do every once in a while. We typically have a mixed fermentation beer on, so like our cherry beer here. That was a year in oak. They're made in the fooders behind us, and we, again, it's just a labor of love. We're not trying to rush anything. It's about sourcing really good quality fruit and just letting things take their time.
Hi, my name's Trevor, and I'm one of the co-founders here at Olfactory with Phil and Bobby. My job is mechanical operations. We try to do everything ourselves, so we do our own welding, plumbing, construction, repairs, all in-house, help with logistics, moving grain, moving spent grain, anything that needs to happen. And I'm lucky to have two partners that are really good at what they do and supportive. And I met Phil about 7 years ago at Almanac, and we worked together there. And I did work for them and built their factory with Phil. And then Phil and I decided to start Olfactory. So it's been a great year and a half. We've been accepted into farmers markets recently. We'll be selling beer there, here in San Francisco and Marin, and looking for anything else to do, all the next steps. So, yep.
I love so much the brew pubs because I feel that the spirit of the brewery stays when you drink the beer.
Yeah, and the beer's never any better than the source. You know, we clean our lines weekly. The service is, never gonna be better. You know, our bartenders, they know the beers. We do education internally. We talk about it. They get to taste through them, and the idea is really you come to our brewery, you get to experience every beer we have on tap, and we'll walk through each style and really kind of explain what we're trying to achieve, and hopefully communicate some of that. What we think is magical about these beers is like the intention. Why did I brew that? Why did I make this beer?
Yes.
And I guess that's kind of how we try to approach everything we do. Is why are you doing it? What's the purpose? What's the reason? And if you can't really justify it, then we don't. We move on to the next, idea. So every beer is kind of a conceptual, idea about, again, using local ingredients first and foremost, making slow beer where time is a fifth ingredient, and just focusing on like what's the best version of this beer I can make.
The name of the factory, Olfactory, has a double significant meaning. Yes. Yeah, so
olfactory is your sense of smell, your sense of smell and taste, or your olfactory senses. And I think that's important for beer too. And much in the way we kind of, we think time is an ingredient. You should stop and savor the beer. I mean, beer is absolutely for drinking, and it's the best quality it has is when it brings people together to talk. But you should never drink anything just willy-nilly. You should really kind of contemplate what does this taste like, even if it's just like, it tastes like refreshment. It's crispy. That's a great descriptor if you can land there. So we olfactory, sense of smell, sense of taste. But the word olfactory, the word ol means ale. The word ale comes from the word ol, so it means beer factory, which is kind of a kind of cool tongue-in-cheek play on there.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. Your idea or with your partners?
Yeah. So it's a name I've been holding on to for a long time for this project. Like I knew once we started planning this out, I was like, I already know what it's called. This is Olfactory. You
have a great year because you have your own place, and now you are a dad.
Yeah, I'm a dad now. I like to tell everybody the business was planned, and the baby was a surprise, and it was a wonderful surprise. Fern is my.
Make together.
Yeah, around the same time, right around when we opened, actually.
It's a sign.
Yeah, it was a blessing for sure. It was a gift, and she's a gem.
Yes.
Probably the easiest part of my life, actually, as a kid right now.
Yes, it's more difficult, but. Yeah. It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
It's my favorite thing. I don't work Wednesdays and Fridays in the brewery. I just have her at home.
Yes, of course. Now you invite the people, because all the people saw that and came to San Francisco must be passed for olfactory.
Yeah, so we're in San Francisco, beautiful sunny Dogpatch is the neighborhood. It's almost always sunny in Dogpatch, like the weather outside is perfect. It might be foggy on the other side of town. It's very always like pleasant weather here. We're 3 blocks from the Warriors Stadium, where the Golden State Warriors basketball team plays. We're 9 blocks from the San Francisco Giants. We're all on the same street. So it's a pretty good location if you're going to any of those games. And we're open 7 days a week.
Oh.
Every day of the week, and typically open around 3 o'clock, for the evenings. And you can ride the train, the T line, to get to us. It's pretty convenient from any public transportation. And then pretty soon we'll have a tap room in Berkeley. So probably by the time anyone comes and visits us from Argentina next year, it'll be open.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Phil. I'm so happy.
Oh, thank you very much.
Salute.
Salud.